Welcome to Crunk Unfiltered, where the opinions are loud, and if you're offended, I don't care. We're going to do another D&D themed episode today. The story couldn't be told in one episode, so I have another D&D friend. How about you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Nate.
Now, I asked Devin how he got into D&D. I shared how I got into it. Would you mind sharing us how you got into playing D&D or Dungeons and Dragons?
So, about 8 years ago, give or take, I got out of a pretty nasty breakup. And one day, out of the blue, I was at work and got a text from an old friend of mine for about almost 20 years now.
Yeah.
He texted me, he's like, hey, haven't heard from you in a while, how things been going, the whole shebang.
Was that Jake?
No, that was
Okay.
an old instructor of mine from Taekwondo.
Okay.
And I was like, well, I'm going through a nasty breakup, and, said, well, I hate to hear that, so would you be interested Friday night coming over, do some D&D, and get your mind off of it? So I said, sure, why not? So we picked a class, picked her, all this and that, and we started doing a pre-written campaign.
Yeah.
And from that moment forward, I just fell in love with D&D.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I shared my story last week, so, I mean, there's no point in me retelling it. But, yeah, let's get into this episode. I'll talk about last Sunday's campaign, the finale.
Man, I tell you what, that finale, on the way home, I usually listen to music or D&D podcast, but for the whole 2 hours driving home, I had to sit there in silence because of how amazing and bittersweet this campain was.
Hey, Rob can definitely put a campaign together. I mean, he does a good job.
He does. He's, in fact, he told me about the campaign before he even started.
Yeah.
And hearing it, it's like, okay, I want to do a paladin, but I also want to do a barbarian.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, if you're cool with it, let's mix the two and see how it plays out. And over the story, I just fell in love with this character I created, Azrael, and over the time, it's like, what do I do now after the finale?
Well, we got Devin. He was on last week's episode, and he's working on the campaign, which is going to be a 200-year jump into Rob's events in his campaign. That's going to be interesting.
Yes, it is. I'm very curious to see how he's going to play that. I feel like that campaign, that whole story, ended on a great note. But I also feel like there's more to the story,
Oh, there's always could be more to the story. And, some of your older listeners may remember Paul Harvey, and now you know the rest of the story. But, this story's not untold yet. I mean, there can be so much more we can add to it. But you want to talk about the finale and our characters in Rob's campaign?
Yeah, so with the finale, I knew we were going to have one major fight left. We have to put as end to the mastermind of it all. And with my character, I always felt like he had a special connection with your character.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the whole campaign, up until this point, it was always, this is my new family, I need to find my son. And the finale with the fight, I thought, okay, I need some weapons made that will, pack a punch, so to say. And
Yeah.
when I made the weapon, I thought, okay, this would be cool for Aaron. But when you made that decision to side with the enemy, I thought, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. You're already going to be overpowered.
Well, let's backtrack a little bit before we talk about that. We did not specifically talk about what happened to Tuska, my character.
No, we didn't.
Devin and I didn't. If you would like to, we can bring that up because
Yes.
your character was heavily involved.
Yes, he was. I believe it was when we were in that small village,
Mm-hmm.
and my character was just sitting there talking with his gods, Odin and all them, and you went to decide, I'm going to go have a drink with this old man.
Well, it first started, I was just going to talk to him. But he kept on insisting to have a drink with him. And, peer pressure got to Tuska.
And when you took that drink, when Azrael saw you in that, like...
Well, what happened is, the character, the old man character had rustic parts.
Yes, he did.
And had oil and seeping, and some of the oil had seeped into the drink, and there you go. I kind of got poisoned.
You got poisoned in a way. And throughout the whole night in game, I noticed you weren't acting like your usual me hit good character.
Well, what had happened was they was trying to cure me.
Yes.
And your character went off to talk to to its gods, or was off doing something, and came back, and they said what needed to be done, and they specifically said, "Do not touch him." Your character missed that.
Yeah, my character absolutely missed that. And when he came up and was like, something's not right, he looks like he's in pain or something.
Yes.
So Azrael came up and, he put his hand on his shoulder and said, "May peace be with you." And did the paladin lay on hands to try to heal you through magic. And I didn't know that magic was what set it off. And we came back, they're in a panic, like...
Who touched him? Who touched him?
Who used magic? And I was like, I'm not saying a word. I'm not... No. And eventually your character turned into the vampire who hunts vampires.
Yeah, I was a walking vampire zombie elephant Tuscan man.
and it was so interesting to see because I'm like, maybe we could use this and help have a major weapon against the family of vampiric celestial creatures, to the point that we could actually say, okay, we have a walking nuke.
And that's pretty much what we have with Tuska. And it worked great.
It did.
Until I was hungry.
Yes. And you could only feed on undead.
Yes.
And you got perks because of that.
Humongous perks.
And over time, I felt like, okay, I did this. I need to make this right. I need to do right by you.
There was one campaign where we was playing, and I was having to make a hard decision. Decide with the god of destruction or something.
Oh gosh, yes.
And y'all was trying to persuade me not to take this lucrative deal. I mean, this deal that was just
hard to say no to.
Hard to say no to, and that was some of our best role playing.
Yes, it was
right there. I mean, we went deep into these characters, and I mean, y'all. You helped create this. You don't know what I go through, and you're the reason for this. And I mean, it got intense.
It got very intense, and I remember telling you, Tuska, if it wasn't for me, we wouldn't be in this situation right now. And I'm going to make this right to you. And then not even 30 minutes beforehand, I had my character go through its own major roleplay session with his own father, who was, let's be honest, he didn't care if you lived or died. As long as you showed power to his standards, you're good. And I was like, look, let's put aside our petty differences. You have a grandson. We have this major fight. You need to be a part of it. And he wouldn't have it. I'm like, okay, you know what? Cassian and my half-brother, I can't look at him right now. Can you deal with him? And my character literally lost his brother and his father in the same day.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, after finding his own son, he was what we called Holy Thanos snapped by Devin.
Yeah.
And I was so upset with him. And I'm like, you know what? Bye. I'm out. I'm going to Asgard. And y'all didn't hear from me for days.
Yeah.
And when I came back, I looked at Devin and I told him, until you have kids of your own, you will never understand the pain I'm going through. And at that moment, that same God offered me a deal. And I'm like, no, I'm not taking this. And then when you were offered, that's when we all went in and was like, look, you don't want to do this.
I like how we played that off. And y'all done it. We went into that deep storytelling and went deep into our characters. I went to go make the deal. And I think we ended it with that. I said, we had these like communicator earpieces.
Yes.
I took it out and just crushed it. So y'all would naturally assume that my character's taking a deal, get the contract, and I'll rip it. I don't take the deal. Then, as I'm going to leave, start thinking I made a mistake. Get back to my room, and I have a coin or something.
It was like a business card or something.
Yeah, I'm just having it in my hand like this, and I'm just looking at it. And that God appears. And he gave me a second chance to take the deal, and this time I took it.
And me, the player's like, oh my gosh, I feel like he made a major mistake. And over time, when you were getting into it, it's like, okay, maybe this wasn't a mistake. But with the finale, though, like us going in, y'all hunting down all the gods and goddesses.
Yeah.
And
that was eating that Tusker.
oh, that was the thing that got me, like, really ticked off, so to say.
Yeah.
Was when they came to Azrael's hometown of Skjoldberg, and at the last second, Azrael's mother said, "There's more than you than what you know."
Oh.
And then I think your character killed her.
No, I didn't. Tusker didn't.
Oh, so somebody killed her, and then that's when I realized that Azrael was half god. And I was thinking, bruh, you could have told me this sooner before running off. Like, you left me a note to stay with Michael, to stay and worship these gods. And you say you'll be back and never return? And this is how I find out? Like, come on now. Like, give a brother a love or something. But after that, and then when we were hearing how you were eating the bodies of the fallen family members of mine, friends I grew up with, that I felt like Azrael came forward and his heart was breaking because of it.
And it all led up to Azrael. I mean, you kind of took it upon himself that, to some extent, he was the cause of all this.
Yeah. He truly believed if he did not do what he did, none of this would have happened.
And, I mean, it wouldn't have, but Tusker did enjoy the power. It was, I mean, he did not like the repercussions,
Yeah.
but the perks was amazing.
Oh, it was so amazing. And then at the finale, when you were coming in, and
Oh, you come in, you can see I was... his conscience, I mean, his decisions was catching up to him. It was eating at him, and you could tell Tusker was not happy with himself.
no, he was beating himself up because of it. And when we realized this is it, this is the final fight that will make, Ragnarok look like a nut-on fight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we need to focus on the major ones right now. We'll deal with this in a second. Let's deal with this right now. And we had my ginormous pet dog on the ground.
Ooh.
And you came up and started attacking the dog.
Hey, He was the nearest one.
Just because he was the nearest one. But
Inside joke.
It's a major inside
Inside joke.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? You want to attack my dog? I'm going to attack you. And had Fenrir bite, claw, breath weapon, the whole shebang at you. Just like, you don't mess with my dog. And then you add in a half-god attacking you. It's, you don't mess with my dog. You don't mess with my dog. You don't mess with my kid. You don't mess with my family.
That's a country music song right there.
Yes, it is. I tell you what. But it was when I thought, okay, no, we need to stay on target. I left you alone. I recall with the dog up, and Risa started attacking the elf and Orion, the boy.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, the true I wouldn't say true mastermind, but he had his hand in it. He showed up, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's chain him up. I'll put the hammer on him. I'll move the body. And if I did have, I would have been almost, if I had taken 3 of those hits, I would have been 1 turn killed. Mm-hmm. And I didn't see Azrael going out like that. So Devin decided to do his master of, let's bring the gods that's left, channel through into him. And I'm like, you know what? I'm half god. I'm going to add to this. I'm tired of this. So I walked up and I said, Papa, it's time for a new beginning. This is a new chapter. And I pulled every ounce of godhood into Devin to try to get him into his own pocket prison. And afterwards, it's like, this is it. We won. And then your character I saw fell to the ground. It's like, I didn't make this right for the man. But I think it all turned out to be, we're great.
Well, you know, Tusker did come back normal before all the, you know, events happened, and he came back as a normal elephant Tuskerman, and ended up running a chain of restaurants because he stayed hungry all the time.
And then at the end, Azrael, he didn't build Asgard anew from the rubble. He went back to that town where he felt a strong connection. Mm-hmm. And he did new Asgard there and a new Valhalla.
Yeah.
And he blessed his weapons to follow his direct line as a symbol of new beginnings, new change. And Devin became so heir to how things are going to be run from now on. And I just, it was beautiful.
Yeah, and you know, that's how that campaign wrapped up. And he shared with me what he wants to do in his campaign, which is kind of like we said earlier, a continuation of Rob's campaign 200 years into the future. And his ideas is pretty fun. He shared with me, I either want to do this or that. I'm not going to tell y'all what it is because I don't want to spoil the fun. And I'm like, I want to do that simply because I've never done that. You know, that sounds fun. Anything else you want to bring up?
I will say, I feel like throughout all the campaigns you and I have been together, I think this is the first one we had a beginning and an actual end to.
Yeah.
And I felt like this is the character and the group that we've had where I'm content and I'm happy, but I'm also sad at the same time. It was one of, if not the best campaign I've had.
Well, no reason to be sad, you know. I mean, that was a great conclusion, a great ending, and, yes, you know, there's going to be better ones, no doubt.
Yes.
Just enjoy it. I mean, don't frown because it's over, smile because it happened, you know.
Yeah. that covers all mine. You have any other questions?
Not necessarily questions, but we can talk briefly about Oscar and that other character of yours that they formed a bond together.
Man, that whole campaign, I felt like Asriel looked at Tuska like a brother figure to him, because he was throughout his whole life, he was told by his mother to stay away from his half brother. He's just this bloodthirsty monster, and he was like, okay, whatever you say, you're my mother. And when he met your character, it's like, this is like my brother. We fought side by side together.
Yeah. I hinted to it. Should I tell them the bear story?
Oh my gosh. Go for it.
You sure?
Yes.
All right.
The bear story.
All right. We'll close off with the bear story. Remember, I said you get two versions. You get the sober one or the drunk one. Well, you're going to get the actual version today. The story goes that Oscar's had a village, and this great bear was ravaging the village, ravaging the woods throughout the nearby village and all this, and just causing a lot of heartache and a lot of, devastation. They was trying to kill the bear, get rid of the bear, and no one could ever do it. Well, Oscar's brother goes off to kill the bear, and the bear kills him. Actually, no. The bear come to their village. That's it. The bear came to the village and just wreaked havoc, and his brother tries to kill the bear, but the bear kills him and goes off. Well, Oscar's off on a great hunt, getting food for the village to restore, getting ready for winter, and comes back to see the devastation, finds out what happened, finds out the bear done this and killed his brother. So he goes off for payback to go kill the bear. Sets up a trap, contains the bear in the trap, is going to kill him, but the bear breaks out of the trap, and now Tuska has to run for higher ground. Gets to higher ground after the trap malfunctioned, though he did injure his leg, has to go for higher ground, running from the bear, and he's able to climb up onto a rock ledge. The bear is coming to attack him. He's able to jump up off the ledge onto the bear, drive it with a javelin, spearing the bear through the neck and coming out from one end to the other, killing the bear. Now he takes the bear, bear skin, and they end up putting the bear skin at a lodge, at a tavern, where Oscar, gets to drink for free at that tavern because of the noble act that he done in saving the town and killing the bear. Now, if you heard him drunk, he would say he'll be adding all kind of nonsense stuff in there, like he had to fight off a cougar and the bear cubs and all that, just trying to make the bear story more intense. But
kind of like the fish story.
It gets bigger every time you tell it. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up. This has been a fantastic episode. I do appreciate you getting on here, but I'm getting kind of hungry.
I agree.
Y'all have a good one. Crunk Man, signing out.